now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town radio tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
Hello, everyone. My name is Claude9, and I am one of your hosts today for the PUCL Podcast. But I am not here alone. I am joined by some of the most chaotic friends that I could find today. Starting off, we have the fluffiest of all of the Whimsicotts, Fluffiest Whimsicott.
Ciao, my fluff is immense and it rules the world.
Exactly. And we have the Lord of Chaos himself, Seth Vilo.
My fluff is very small. It is inside of caves with gems and goblins.
Oh, this is going to be an episode. I can tell you that right now. Unfortunately, our fearless leader, Thatch, got sick this week, so we have stepped in to talk about, a bunch of various things. But first off, Pokemon. What have y'all been up to? Thoughts, feelings, games,
Thoughts, feelings, games, shinies.
Shinies?
I keep getting shinies just by walking around.
Really?
I keep saying it every time I'm on. The shiny charm in this generation is nuts. You see them, they're shiny, you catch them, and so it's not like the most perfect thing, because every now and then, and by every now and then I mean every single time I pick up my Switch, I go to Area 0 and I take a long walk around the entire area, hoping that this will be the time that I finally get my shiny golden Slitherwing. I do not have a shiny golden Slitherwing. Do you know what I have instead?
Six
great tusks.
Stringtails.
No, 5 shiny Venomoth.
Oh my gosh.
5.
Gosh.
5 of them.
So, since I got the shiny charm, I have actually seen less shinies.
What?
It's either that or they're like the ones that's like just off by a slight color and you can't notice it.
Yeah.
But like I've gotten so unlucky with it. I'm like, all right, I did the shiny charm. I went through all of like Kitagami and stuff like that. Haven't seen a single thing. Went back, did a whole bunch of other stuff. Still can't find diddly squat. So I'm like, all right, well.
Oh.
But I have a shiny what's it? The duck, Psyduck.
Gold? Oh,
that's a nice one though.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, oh, this is fine. I think I have like a random like Flomantis. I'm like, all right.
Oh, I like Fomantis. It's like, okay, so I like the regular version better than the shiny, but it's really
isn't the
good
shiny
still.
like warm colors?
Yeah, it goes yellow. Yeah, yeah.
Looking it
I
up.
feel like we need to do a shiny episode.
Oh no.
We should.
Oh, it's yellow. Blech.
No, it's a normal episode of PUCL, but just slightly rarer.
Slightly
Well,
rarer.
Yep.
So wait, I'm technically doing one right now. I just dyed my hair pink, so I'm
There
currently
you go.
the shiny version of myself.
The shiniest Whimsicott. You heard it here.
Yeah,
All right, new name coming to a Discord near you.
yeah. I was shiny Whimsicott before that when I had my hair blue like a shiny Whimsicott. But yeah. I've been doing stuff to my poor hair all year long.
All right, what have you been up to, Seth?
Honestly, I've just kind of been waiting around for the DLC to drop because I'm excited for like having the actual final versions of Scarlet and Violet, because then I might actually have the motivation to get into VGC now that I don't have to change everything a couple months in.
Fair.
And other than they've announced that like January starts the next season that adds all the Pokemon added from Indigo Disc. So it starts up pretty quick after the DLC drops.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Not even a month.
Like 2 weeks later or something like that.
But other than that, I've just been preparing and testing and playing and things like that for the San Antonio Regional coming up that I'm going to. And I'm coming to harass you, Claude.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. I'm excited. I don't know exactly what I'm playing. I'm kind of zeroing in on a list. All I know is that I really want to use the alt art Roaring Moon that I have. So that's my only requirement is it has to have at least one roaring moon in it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think we're on similar lists, except I'm leaning towards Charizard and you're leaning towards Greninja.
Yeah, I like the Greninja consistency more than Zard. Zard, it feels like you're just, for me, waiting around until late game with a meh early game.
I'm okay with that.
That just feels bad to me. I don't like it. I want to at least have progress.
We'll keep testing and we'll figure things out.
That's what we're doing. That's what you and I've been doing too. I know we've been talking a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're close, and I'm pretty sure we might end up on the same list.
Maybe. Or like 58 of 60 cards.
Yeah, something like crazy like that.
Yeah. But other than that, like non-Pokemon related, y'all might notice there's a funky echo to my voice, and that is because I was a silly goose and decided, you know what? I'm due for 3 vaccines anyway. Some of them are overdue. I'll just do them all at once. That was maybe not the best idea.
Yeah, no, I got one today, and I was like, okay, let's get one, and then let's see like how I'm feeling, and then see if I should get another one as well.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more. That was the smarter version. That was the smarter play. But
I mean, if I catch the flu before I get my vaccine, if I do decide to get it, it will not have been a smart decision. But
in that sense, yeah.
I wanted to get all ready before I go to a San Antonio tournament with 2,000 of my closest friends.
That's a really good point.
I should definitely consider doing something.
Yeah, I thought of that.
I might just wear a mask.
After getting COVID at Dragon Con, I don't want to do that again. That was bad.
Yeah. I might actually just wear a mask that day. I'm now considering that. I feel like I would feel safer now, but you never know. I may just also risk it for the biscuit and have a whole bunch of vitamin C.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm furiously TCGing, and I'm probably going to completely shift gears here in a couple hours and try out this Return to Moria game that came out that I finally got around to buying.
Ooh.
So, woo!
So I just learned recently that there is a Pokemon escape room genre.
What?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So they trap you in a Pokemon game. Like, they give you, like, a save file for a Pokemon game, and your goal is to get out. And it's, like, a bunch of different, like, puzzles that you have to go through, like, within the game. Like, all right, well, all you have is just, random Pokemon that only knows these moves and these items, and you have to fight these these trainers that it's all custom made. I think I was watching someone, like, stream it a couple of days ago, and I'm like, this is so incredibly cool. And now I'm like, all right, I want to get Thatch to do this on stream. Or, like, have a bunch of you, like, try and race it, because now that I've seen it and watched it, I know the answers. But, like, I think that'd be so cool to have PUCL do.
That's so cool. I love that idea. Yeah,
it's just, like, out of, like, strange in-game mechanics that you would not expect to be relevant. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. I need to figure out how this is done, how I can get my hands on some of these that have been pre-done already, just so that way I can, share them with people and be like, all right, we're doing a PUCL escape room event.
Nice.
And y'all can team up and figure this out. Like, these are the crazy things that go through my mind. I'm like, all right, I want to have these fun things, and I think it's entertaining for people to watch, and yeah. I
love that.
So that's when what I've been really excited. I'm like, oh, I watched this, and I'm like, all right, how can I make this an event? And then I'm like, when do I have time?
That's
time
always a problem.
Time is a construct that doesn't exist to me.
Exactly.
Because I've had all the pieces for our TCG for San Antonio prepared, and yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm actually gonna sleeve it up in my new sleeves that I'm gonna use, and then I'm like, all right, we'll see if I end up making it to a locals before I end up going, or if we'll just sit at home and play hours of TCG online as my testing. Mm-hmm. Because it's all technically the same. Mm. Or it's more of like, I've gotten in the habit of now, all right, I'll just do opening hands until I have a shuffle effect or a search effect. Like, all right, cool. What can you figure out? What are your prizes from here, and how fast can you figure this out?
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, all right, cool. Once I figure that out, great, cool. Write that down. Shuffle the deck and try again.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm just, it's ways to speed up the play, because I know that's a big thing that, at these tournaments, since I've never been, and it's going to be fun.
Oh my gosh, time is your worst enemy.
My goal is to win a single game.
I mean, that's a good goal.
Yeah, my second goal would be to not draw, but that's inevitable, I think.
Yeah.
That's the dream, is to never draw, but unless I'm playing Miraidon, it's going to happen. It's the only way I can see it not happening, but, besides that, PUCL, I'm excited for the DLC to come out. I think it comes the day you come to San Antonio, Seth.
That is correct, the 14th.
Make sure you download it onto your, Switch beforehand, so that way you can play on your flight.
Exactly my plan. You got it exactly.
I will be working from home that day now, and I will be playing it while at work.
Nice.
Yeah.
In the background.
I will be working from home because I always work from home, and I will be eagerly awaiting the return of the king.
What one is that?
Oh, Furret. Furret's already here.
Furret's already here.
Whimsicott.
Whimsicott is coming back.
Whimsicott.
It's Whimsicott.
Right.
I was confused when you said king. I was like, well, who's the king?
The weird stretched out Raikou? What?
Come on, guys. I have a brand.
I'm excited. I haven't looked at any of the leaks for this, so I'm excited to see,
What's that one's name again? Love and Thunder?
That's cool. All right. I think with that, we are good with our, little intro banter. I guess we'll head it on over to the news.
Live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
And we are back with the Pokemon news of the week. In a baffling move, the US doesn't get the Pokemon Horizons dub until February 23rd on Netflix. Australia gets it on February 27th. Nice Pokemon Day tie-in, but we eventually will get it.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I know. I just finished recently watching, the previous one. All of Ash. And I was sitting in my bed crying as I'm falling asleep.
Aww.
But, I'm excited. I've enjoyed watching the anime before bed because it's a nice little, wind down to my day.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm excited for that. But they did release the third Paldea Wings episode. It's brought with a Terra fighting Reverum with the code Team Star. So you can get a Pokemon in game for Reverum with code Team Star. I'm guessing.
At least for the next year, I think.
Lasts until next November.
So, yeah.
You got 11 months left. Hurry up and get your Reverum.
Quick!
Before it's too late.
Oh god, we have till next November. That's almost a dozen. We better get going.
That's Gen 10. Maybe.
No. Maybe.
Probably
actually.
not. I hope not. Please,
Wait,
no.
Wait. No. Gen 10 won't be till 2025, I think. Right?
I hope not.
We'll find out in February.
Yeah, I suppose we will. Gosh.
All right, let's keep moving on.
Sure thing. Yeah, next thing is that Regulation F for VGC was announced. And like I mentioned earlier, it's running from January 4th through April. And it adds a list of Pokemon that's going to be introduced in Indigo Disc. And it said that the list will officially come out on Christmas Day, December 25th. So that gives people a little bit of time to play the game, not be spoiled of what's coming back. So keep an eye out for that and start planning your VGC teams after you're done with all your family requirements on the 25th or something like that.
Yeah, totally.
And then next up, kind of on that topic, there was a little bit of preview for what's coming in the Indigo Disc through a various amount of videos and promo material and things like that. And if you're a fan of Coliseum and just love double battles...
That's me.
That's you?
I like
then
Coliseum.
You're happy to hear.
Maybe not double battles, but...
Apparently, all of the trainers in the areas that you'll be fighting and battling them are double battling.
Ooh, that's something.
Yeah, and it's almost like every single trainer you fight is a VGC player, and it's hard prepping you for VGC is what it feels like from what the people have said.
Boy, am I glad that I have all of the Puckle Factory teams.
Yeah, and they apparently use some actual, known VGC strategies in some of these teams. It's not an easy time.
Ew.
If you come in without, thinking you can just steamroll like normal, that is not the case. These are apparently
Are you saying I can't use Zapdos Garchomp and just discharge Earthquake everything?
You probably can, because that's a known VGC strategy, so you're playing right into it. But who knows?
That was my Gen 4 strategy.
Yeah. Anyway, there's also a couple other new things that are coming out with it, in case you hadn't heard. Some of them are a bunch of TMs for missing moves, things like the Isle of Armor tutor moves, and a couple of new ones that we either kind of know the effect or don't quite know. There's something called Supercharged Cell. We don't know what that move does.
Is that the Raikou move?
I don't think it is. I think that's something different.
Okay.
And Hard Press, which is a steel-type version of Ring Out. So,
I bet most people can't tell you what Ring Out does.
exactly. I know Weepinbell learns it, but that's all I know.
Oh, so I only know it because Snivy learns it, and I play a lot of lookup, and I was looking for any move that's not grass to put on it. So the amount of damage it does, think of it like a reverse eruption. So it's based on your opponent's health, not your health.
Oh, okay.
So if they're at full health, it does, I think, 120 base power. But if they're at less health, it does less damage.
It's very, very aptly named. Like, you bring out a cloth that's full of water, you get a lot of water out of it. So on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but Ring Out does damage based on how much health they have left. Or percentage health is its base power. Something.
I don't know how useful this Hard Press move will be, but I'm sure they're thinking of something.
As no one knew what Ring Out does, I can tell you a steel-type version of the same move will be almost useless.
Right.
Yeah. Especially if it's on slow stuff. Anyway, Unite news. We have 2 Pokemon releasing this month. Meowscarada on the 7th and Metagross on the 26th.
Heck yeah.
Woo!
Sorry, I have no enthusiasm for Unite.
The Meowscarada one, the little intro video was really kind of nifty because it very much looked a lot like a Smash Brothers intro.
Yeah, it did.
Where it even had like a Meowscarada joins the fray thing on it.
That's funny.
That was kind of cool.
Like, I part of me always wants to get back into Unite, and then I will spend like a week or 2 playing, and I'm like, no, I remember why I stopped.
It takes you a week to get through the intro menu and all the sub items you have to click through to do this quest and that quest and unlock the 8 different currencies that you have to use and look at all your tokens of Pokemon that augment your stats like old runes in League of Legends. Like, it's so much that I can't
There's a reason
keep up.
why they got rid of that in League of Legends entirely.
Yeah. I can't keep up with how many things I have to do in the stupid game. So, yeah. That's
and there's
my
always
opinion.
like one optimum thing, and it's like, it's all luck based unless you pay to win.
Right. Yeah.
So
silly.
All right.
It's such a cool game. I wish I could play on desktop.
You can. Can't you just like attach your Switch to your desktop and then play on desktop?
Well, yeah, but then it's like I have to use a controller. I mean, like with a keyboard.
Oh, a keyboard. Okay.
Yeah, like keyboard and mouse. That's what I mean. Like that
would be fun.
Because the freaking aiming just feels so unintuitive to me as a mainly PC player. But that's just my own biases feeding into my dislike of the game. So I want to play it. I want to like it. It's so fun when I do, but it's just I can't get good. Anyway, that's my complaining. Moving on.
Okay. Who's up with Go news?
Oh yeah, that's me. So I get to complain more. Sorry.
All right, we can just skip the second. It's just Pokemon Go.
I'll just go quick, because it is kind of cool, because we've got the new season based on Hisui. So there's already raids that have happened for Samurott, and Weirdeer raids will start happening on the 23rd, and the Along the Routes event will run the 5th through the 8th. It adds an NPC, apparently, to routes, and releases shiny Hisuian Sneasel to people playing, so that's cool.
Okay, cool. That's fun.
And then, kind of like they do every year, there is a Super Community Day rerun that happens December 16 and 17, right when we're at San Antonio. Huzzah! And they also announced January will be Rowlet and Porygon rerun, and February will be Chansey for Community Days. So we've got the next couple months figured out.
Cool. Yeah. That's great.
Yes. Then we have TCG news. It has been revealed that the set coming out in March will be called Temporal Forces. And this month, there are Twitch drops for watching Pokemon TCG content through to December the 22nd. It includes 3 boosters, both Paradox Rift ETB codes, and the Mew EX promo from the Premium Collection if you watch for at least an hour. So,
and I assume these are for Pokemon Live, right?
Yeah.
Or is it just... Yeah.
I think.
It sounds like it.
I'm assuming. I mean, it says codes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, codes. Then.
Yeah. And one interesting thing about the Temporal Forces set is it's going to, based on what we're seeing as far as the Japanese release schedule of cards and subsets, it looks like it'll do the same thing that Paradox Rift did, where neither Japan or us know all of the cards when they're opening the sets. Because there's going to be a set that's going to be coming out kind of the same day in Japan that's going to be included in our Temporal Forces set. So all of us will just kind of be in the dark for what the full entire set list is, and we'll all be learning what's good and what's bad together. Again, it'll be really fun.
I really like that, how they've gone to all right, we are going to try and make these releases as close together as possible.
Yeah, I've really liked that. That feels a lot better.
And then I know, are we getting the Shining Fates or Shining Paldea before that?
Paldean Fates Mystery, whatever. Yeah, that's, I think, in January is when that set drops. Okay. Doesn't add much new stuff.
I don't think it adds anything new, does it?
I think it adds like 20 or so cards that are going to be new.
But it's mostly just the reprints in shiny form.
Exactly.
Like Shining Fates. So it's going to be a collector's set, if anything.
Yes, it will. Probably a product. I don't know if it's going to be a product only one again, but it probably will be. We might get that stadium that makes Gardevoir crazy. I don't know. But yeah.
Okay. All right. And then keep lookout to the Discord. There will be our annual PUCL survey is going to be dropping soon. There might be a raffle prize. Who knows? Yeah. It's up to Thatch and how he feels.
Yeah,
how things are going.
We love that survey. I know that has helped us out figuring out things about the show, y'all like, what y'all don't like, and letting us kind of adapt and keep moving forward and making the show feel new and fresh. So if you get the opportunity, please fill that out. We greatly appreciate getting all those metrics and everyone's opinion.
If you want an opinion on how we shape PUCL for the future, that is your best chance once we send it out there. On a side note, we do have the PUCL polls going. We are down to our top 10 as of when I'm recording this, but I'm sure the next one will be coming up soon. So we're almost there with our top Kanto Pokemon.
That's been really fun. I really like this thing. That's such a fun event.
Oh, it's silly, and like I love all the interaction that we've gotten. Like, granted, like, and it's certain weeks we'll get 80 plus people. Or I think our first one had like 100 something people there. And then like granted, it's slowly tapering off, but like just, have fun with it. It's gonna be happening. I'll probably leave, this is round 5 right now, so I'll probably leave this up, and probably on Monday I will switch over to semifinals. And then we'll have a top 3, I think, after that.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, this has been super, super fun. So if you like this or you have more polls you want us to do, please let me know, because this is, we're here to have some fun and just play some Pokemon.
Yep, I love it.
But with that, we have the PUCL Poke prediction. The Teal Mask brought improved buffs for both Torterra and Empoleon. So which starter are you excited to see get a buff come the Indigo Disc?
Meganium, please?
Yeah.
I would love it if Meganium got some sort of buff, but I don't think it's...
I don't think it's salvageable, but I like the dream.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. What do you think, Claude?
I think the most likely buff would come to Serperior.
Really?
And the reason why I say that is once you give it Terra Blast, it becomes nuts already.
That's true.
Just because Contrary Leaf Storm into Terra Blast is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So that becomes a monster in itself, but like you give it any other type of move or coverage, and I can see it just taking over formats.
That's really fair. Like, it gets one random move and then it goes absolutely nuts.
Yep.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I can tell you what, I don't think it'll be Incineroar, if I had to guess.
Although, the other one I would love to see get a lot of hype is Pignite. No,
really?
Emboar.
Okay.
I know, I've liked a lot of the Gen 5 starters the more I hated them and came back to them. So... I think Emboar, I would like to see it get some other fun move that, maybe like Raging Fury or something, or, an actual something to help it.
What if they give regular Samurott Ceaseless Edge?
Now, that's interesting. I would love to see moves like Ceaseless Edge and the Axe one from Kleavor
Stone
more
Axe,
widely spread.
Yeah.
Like, a little bit more widely spread. Not a lot.
I love Auto Hazard setting.
Like, that one move made Hisuian Samurott so much better.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it is nuts how good it became just off of that. So
Yeah.
there's a lot that we can do for that. So, yeah. All right. I think that's all I have for the news. So with that, we will catch you all over at our PUCL Poke Quiz, where we test our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh, hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce Gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
All right, and we are back with our PUCL Poke Quiz, testing your insane Pokemon knowledge.
Whoa!
Seth Vilo, Fluffiest Whimsicott.
Yes.
Are you ready for your trivia?
I am ready for trivia.
I hope
Okay.
I am.
Our first question comes from Ace Trainer Nova. Which 2 fairy-type Pokemon lose their type when they evolve?
Ooh. Like
So-
lose the fairy type?
They lose the fairy type when they evolve. There
Curlia?
are 2 of them.
Curlia into Gallade.
Yep, that's one.
That is one, I'll give you that.
Not Azurill.
No.
Fairies that... Not Jiggly. Now I'm just kind of going through the list of fairies.
That's not a bad way
not a
to
bad
go about
strategy.
it.
Yeah. No, not Togetic. Oh, goodness. What are the little guys? What are the little fairies? Is there a bug that loses it when it goes like...
No.
Is there a bug fairy Pokemon?
Yes.
There's only one
Ribombee.
Ribombee in them.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
And Cutie Fly, that's the other one.
Well, so, maybe it's like Curlia. Maybe it's a split evil line.
That's exactly what I was thinking, too.
But,
Something like an Oddish into Gloom or something weird
yeah,
like that.
something like that. But I can't...
Is there a split Evo Grass Fairy? Those like to split evolve.
I will tell you, you are on the right track with the
Oh.
Split Evo.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Not the Slows. Not the Polys. What are other split Evos?
Oh, gosh. This is
Surskit? No. Wormadam?
weirdly hard.
Yeah, like, what am I thinking?
In my mind, I'm like, there is an obvious one that's being missed, but that's just
Yeah.
me, I guess. But unfortunately, I am going to need an answer coming up soon.
Loses the fairy type. My brain went to Eevee. No, it's not that.
No.
Yeah, it's either that or you can use the hint.
I don't
Oh,
want to
gosh,
use the hint
so
on question
early.
1.
But we might need to... Okay. Let's focus. Let's focus
Yeah,
really hard.
Michael Bolton, we're really going to need you to focus up. Is it... No, that doesn't have it. It's not like a Hisuian. No, none of those were part fairy. Oh my god.
All right, I am going to need an answer.
Yeah.
We are
yeah.
going to need the hint, I think, Seth.
Yeah,
Okay.
because otherwise we'll get it wrong.
Yeah.
We're not thinking of it.
So, this Pokemon evolves into a regional variant.
Okay. Into a region.
Your second hint is it involves the topic.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So something to do with ice. Is it Vulpix? Does
No.
Vulpix not?
No.
It's not fairy, right?
It's not fairy,
Okay,
so
no,
it
I'm
doesn't- it
thinking
can't
the other
lose it.
way. I'm thinking the other way.
Yeah.
Dang it. What's another? I guess ice fairy. Is there another? There has to be another. There's got to be, or maybe it becomes an ice. Spoiler alert! If you didn't know what the topic was.
Yes.
You are right. It does become an ice type.
It does become an ice type. What becomes an ice type when it regional evolves?
Oh,
the
yes. It's Mr. Mime. So it's Mime
Oh
Junior.
my
It's
gosh.
Mime Junior when it evolves
Mime
into
Junior is
Galarian Mr.
correct.
Mime.
Okay, I don't feel bad about missing that one.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mime Junior in Galar will lose its ice type lose its fairy type to become ice type.
I forget that Mime Jr. exists like 80% of the time. So,
and I forgot about that weird rule where it switches around. That was, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Phew,
all right.
barely.
So
Yikes.
I'm looking at the next general question. I'm like, all right. So our next question is either a TCG or another Pokemon video game question. Which would you like?
Well, I don't play the TCG, so if you want to have mercy on me.
So I think this one's hard too.
It's a challenge of if like I want to carry the weight or we take a chance at the video game.
if the TCG question is significantly easier, I can just let Seth have it.
I'm afraid of that because then it's my fault.
The TCG question came from Jamie, so.
Oh dear. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
let's do the video game.
Okay.
I'm afraid of what he would throw at me.
So this one comes from Farmer Fox. Which is the only Pokemon to lose chlorophyll as an ability upon evolution?
Oh, this was a mistake.
That's why I said these are both difficult. Like,
oh
gosh.
no. Loses chlorophyll.
Yep.
Okay, it's not the Victory Bell line. It's does.
So I think both Blossom and Vileplume have chlorophyll still, so it's not Gloom. What is
I think you're right.
So the Petilil line has chlorophyll, right? Right?
I think it does. I think the whole line does.
But I don't think Hisuian Lilligant has it.
Ooh.
So, not sure though.
Maybe.
But it might be that one. But I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, because it's an issue of like, do you do chlorophyll or own tempo on regular Lilligant, right?
I think so. Yes.
So you can do like pedal dance silliness.
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't think Hisuian Lilligant has chlorophyll, but I might be wrong.
I don't know. Let's give it a little more thought, though.
Yeah.
I'm getting something else like sticking out in my head somehow.
Okay.
What else?
But
is sticking
that's
out in your
very
head?
strong. I don't know. It feels like some weird trivia fact that I read at some point. I guess nothing else is sticking out as a name.
What?
Just that I've read it.
Think sun.
Yeah.
Think the sun.
Exactly.
Think the sun.
Yeah.
I will
So.
tell you, it trades chlorophyll for another sun-based ability.
Yeah.
Is it Sunkern into Sunflora? Or am I thinking PTU? I'm
So-
thinking PTU.
You're thinking PTU there, but PTU is not a bad train of thought to look at.
That's true.
So
My current player is a Sun user, so I should know
What? So it could get something like solar power or
this.
or a
Dry
drought
skin.
or and
I don't think anything goes into having drought because there's only like 2 of those anyway.
Yeah.
Ninetales and Torkoal.
And Groudon. Cough.
Yeah.
Oh, and the original, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That one doesn't evolve, Claude.
It evolves into primal.
Primals.
I
It devolves.
I don't think the Capsicid line has either of those.
I don't think it. Well. No, I think it's got chlorophyll.
Does
Scoville.
Covillian keep it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it does because it's used in like Ubers and VGC and things like that for weird things, and it's got Moody too.
Okay. Well, I can't.
We're very good at this game.
Right? Can't think of anything else.
Do we want to
I
just
will
do
give you
Lilligant?
another hint, and
Oh,
that's
dear.
going to be Shamu. It's another, like, I feel like you would know this if you knew Shamu.
Oh no! It's not coming to mind. It's not
PTU
Shuckle.
Shamu. I was trying to give you a hint that you would get.
I know. There's been so many PTUs that it's so hard to think of them. Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm the worst.
Well, I'm going to need a guess then.
I guess we go Lilligant. You think so, Whimsicott?
I don't think so from the way Claude has been.
I don't think it is
Trying
either,
to
but I
help
can't
us.
think of anything.
But I can't think of anything.
Lilligant, final answer.
Okay. I was going to give you another hint, but sure. Unfortunately, Lilligant is incorrect.
Dang
the
it, who'da
answer we
thunk?
were looking for is Cherim.
Oh yeah, it becomes Flower Gift.
Oh, I didn't even
Yep.
know that Cherubi had chlorophyll.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
It gets a
Okay.
whole other form when it,
That thing is stupid in PTU. It gets huge power. I think.
I know.
And,
Nice.
Like what?
All right. So let's move on to our Pokedex question. You guys are 1 for 2, with the hint. This one comes from Smeargle19. Its Omega Ruby entry reads, it can always be seen with a big happy smile on its face. Look at its tail to determine if it's angry. When angered, this Pokemon will be slapping the ground with its tail. Who's that Pokemon?
What? Omega Ruby?
Well, a Pokemon who always smiles. Could be Apom?
Oh.
Could be.
Yeah. That could be. That's a good guess.
Or
Ambipom?
Ambipom has 2 tails, so
It usually, yeah, its tail is singular.
Yes.
Apom's a good one to keep in the pocket.
another Pokemon that has like a specifically smiling sprite, but might show nervousness by moving its tail. And I'm only saying this because I own cats. Is Delcatty, but
It's got a little small tail. I don't even think it could really reach the ground.
I think it could. But I don't
For
know.
some reason, Raichu came to mind, but I don't think that's right either.
No. I don't know. I like Apom because it does have a very smiley face.
Yeah. I dig it. I'm game for that one.
Okay, we can try. Let's go for Apom.
YOLO, Apom.
So, it's Pokemon Sapphire entry
Okay.
reads,
Aw, dang it.
they gather on moonlit nights to play by squeezing up against each other. By being squeezed, this Pokemon gains endurance and is trained to dole out powerful counterattacks.
What is this? What on earth? Who made this Pokemon up?
I'd like to repeat the last line. By being squeezed, this
Yes.
Pokemon gains endurance and
Yes.
is trained to dole out powerful
It's
counterattacks.
Wobbuffet.
Is it Wobbuffet?
It's
Yeah.
Wobbuffet. I thought about Wobbuffet,
Yeah.
but Wobbuffet doesn't usually smile that much. They look
I guess it's just
concerned
got the
most of the
weird-
time.
Why not?
It could be why not, actually.
That
yeah.
one's smiley,
Why
and
are they
they're in
smiling?
Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah. Are they? Yes, they are.
That's where they came from.
It's the one, like, one of the 2 baby Pokemon introduced in Gen 3, yeah.
In Gen 3, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Is that your
Why
final
not?
answer?
Why not?
Yes.
Why not is correct.
Yeah. Hey! See, I thought about Wobbuffet with the previous answer, but Wobbuffet doesn't smile, and I didn't think
Yeah,
about
it's
why
got the
not.
weird grimace.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so our next question is your multiple choice question. And this one comes from the real Eevee. What Pokemon were on the first How to Draw Pokemon art book? There are 5
What?
answers.
Oh my gosh.
These are really tough this time, I'm sorry.
You guys are horrible.
And I think I'm trying to pick the easier of the 2 that I'm given.
Yeah.
This is the easier one?
This is easy.
Holy cow.
my
Well, the other one, the other question I have, I don't think is correct. But
Okay,
I would
fair
have
enough.
to double check that. Because I know, I'm like, all right, I would have to double check that one, and I think it's wrong, so you
Fair
only have
enough.
one option for this.
Well,
Okay.
I'm guessing it's gonna be Gen 1 Pokemon, since it's the
Yeah.
first drawing with Pokemon art book.
Yep, I will give you a point for each 2 that you get correct. If you get all 5, you can get 3 points.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to guess Pikachu first.
That's right.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Actually, I should have you lock them in every time, but yeah.
Yeah. Do we get strikes?
You will get 3 strikes.
Cool.
Okay.
So,
What are the typical Gen 1 guys that they want us to draw?
Jigglypuff, Meowth, and stuff like that.
The starters, things
The
like
starters. Yeah. Maybe. Could it be
Poliwhirl.
Mew. Yeah, Poliwhirl. Stuff like that.
that. Do we want to do Jigglypuff?
I would
seems-
like to do Jigglypuff because it might be an anime thing and it's very easy to draw.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Lock in Jigglypuff.
So, that is your first strike.
Rats.
Dang.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
give you I believe these are Pokemon that were on the cover of the book, not within the book.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
I was
then.
thinking cover.
Okay.
And in Gen 1, Jigglypuff was like a big one. Like Whimsicott said. because of the
I
anime.
just pulled this up, this How to Draw book, and there are several How to Draw books. This is the first one. And,
Okay.
Yep, I'm looking at it, and this is valid.
This is valid. He had to confirm it. Okay, so back to the drawing board.
Well, I would guess they'd have the starters, so we can throw one in and see if it sticks.
And just kind of test.
Yeah.
Charmander, lock in.
Charmander is correct. That is 1 point.
Okay, let's
a good
see if
sign.
they have all three. Bulbasaur, look in.
Bulbasaur is your second strike.
Oh
dang
no.
it.
How dare we assume?
Oh, dang it.
Okay. How to draw a book.
So,
Would they throw Mewtwo on the cover?
Charmander and Pikachu, but no Bulbasaur. First of all, how dare they?
Typical.
All right, I will say for the remaining 3, there are a couple of early route Gen 1 Pokemon, and then one very popular Pokemon that you have not mentioned.
Oh.
So, early routes could be Rattata, could be Pidgey, could be Spearow.
Pidgeotto, Raticate, any other line?
Nidorans.
Ooh, those are hard.
Caterpie, Butterfree.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Butterfree feels good.
Yeah, it does.
That would be good on a cover.
Yeah. And
More
an
than
extremely
Caterpie.
popular one
Gyarados?
Gyarados or Eevee. Depending on... Yeah.
Was Eevee as hype in that?
I don't know.
No, it was not.
It was not. It
I
was kind
don't
of
know.
somewhat recent that it got real hype.
Eevee got the hype after Gen 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was hyped about Eevee from the start, okay?
Right, yeah. I think Gyarados is a good guess, because that's
So,
a popular one.
Since we only have one strike left,
Oh, yeah.
and so I would maybe try an early route Pokemon before, but also
Good idea.
you're right that Gyarados was very popular, and there are a lot of early route Pokemon. So
Yeah, there are a lot of them. Which one's the most likely?
yeah, I don't know. I'm going to let you decide.
This may be reading too much into it, but he said early route Pokemon, not early route evolution, and you don't encounter Butterfree on an early route. So I'm going to stray away from that one and probably go Rattata, because it's more signature looking than a Pidgey.
Yeah.
So Rattata, lock in.
That is your third strike.
Dang
you
it.
were so close. So
Oh,
the ones that
dang
you
it.
missed were Pidgey,
No!
Caterpie, and Gengar.
Gengar. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one too.
So you get 1 point for that. I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, that's fine.
That's
that was
fine
hard.
at one point.
Yeah. I apologize. All right. And then
That's
your
fine.
final question, as always, is our base stat question. This one
Yeah.
comes from the once and future gamer. In Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, which fully evolved / does not evolve, or final stage of a Pokemon, have the lowest special attack stat? Lowest special stat. Let me be clear,
lowest
it's special.
Okay.
They're
in
really
Gen 1,
digging into the bottom of the barrel. Dang.
huh?
Yeah.
And that means it was both specially defensively weak and very
special
bad at special attacking. So something like a Rhydon or a Golem stick out to me.
That is the right track to be thinking.
I know it's not Gyarados because that was actually a special attacker in Gen 1 mostly because it's of the moves that it got, like Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and things like that, and it always had a pretty decent special. Don't think it's Tauros either.
I mean, Onyx is technically fully evolved.
Oh,
And
at that
it
time, yeah.
really
That was abysmal.
sucks on the special side.
I bet that's it, actually. Because its base stat total in general is low for a fully. It's all in defense.
I mean, it also
And
has
speed
like
for some reason.
really, really bad attack. But
Yeah.
Onyx has more attack than Onyx.
yeah,
Yeah, I think Onyx's attack is like base 45.
I think it's
I think it's
40.
less.
Yeah, 40 and Onyx
its
has
speed
40.
is 75 and defense is 200 or something dumb.
That's Steelix. I think.
Yeah, like 180
Or 180
maybe.
or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Onyx is right, if I'm being honest.
We can throw that in. It's fun.
Is that your final answer?
Lock in.
Onyx is correct.
Yes!
You got it.
Good job, Whimsicott.
Yay!
So, after Onyx, you have the Hitmons with 35 special.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
Kangaskhan had 40. Beedrill and Rhydon had 45. And
okay.
Ditto had 48.
Oh, yeah, Ditto has 48 everything.
Wow.
Should have thought of that.
Yeah. But yeah, you got it right. So that is it. Those are our 5 questions. You guys got 4 points. I believe that shakes up the leaderboard, except I don't have the leaderboard on me. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, you guys get
Does that
4
bump me to
points.
40? I feel like it
Does
gets
it?
close. It might. I don't know.
Where is it pinned?
I have no idea. I don't know where
question.
Thatch keeps it.
Neither do I.
I'll find it for you. It's fine. Give me a second. It is here. So, this is the link.
Great. I love getting links.
I like getting Zeldas.
Although I am partial to Sheik. All right. So, yeah, this does change the... No, it does not. A little bit.
My
So,
access is denied.
we still
I'm not
have... Well, this says updated as of 10/14,
Yeah,
so I
but
have
it
no idea.
has been updated since then. I checked
Okay.
the file.
So we have Linian still with 36. Shark still with 34. We now have Seth Vilo with 32. Whimsicott with 32.
Oh,
Sublime with 27. Shamu with 26. Jushiro with 23. Our Sigma with 28. I don't know why that's not updated there. Mark with 20. Me with, I think, 12 because I've hosted a bunch. And Basket, I don't think, has yet to be on the board. So, this is a close fight between Linian, Shark, and, you know, if Seth or Whimsicott are on again and you get a full 8, they can sweep it and take it from there to 40.
Ooh, that's gonna be super hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who's on next, but it's gonna all end very soon. And with that, we will be back with our topic, top ice types? Question mark?
Are there any?
Yes.
Let's find out.
We have another review. This one is going to be from Spartan THX 117. 5 stars, longtime listener. The first time I've ever written a review for a podcast. I first started listening to your podcast when driving to meet my girlfriend on the weekends, when neither of us had to work. Since then, we've moved in together and become engaged. The both of us have been playing Pokemon since we were kids, and we have both listened to your podcast when traveling or working around the house together. We may not score too well on the quiz part, but we always enjoy the topics and conversation between the host and guest. Keep doing what you're doing. Well, thank you for that, and congrats on the engagement. If you would like your review read on the show, leave one, and it might be read. Until then, guys, we're going to kick it on over to the topic.
And we are back with our topic, top ice types? Question mark? We're here to find out if there are any ice types that are worthy of, you know, being in the top 5. And what our opinions are on the top 5 Pokemon for ice types. And, you know, after having a light discussion with, you know, fellow co-hosters, we really find it hard to find good ice types. There's a lot of bottom ones, but there are a lot that are just in the middle.
See, I was having the opposite problem this morning when I was looking through the list.
Yes. Claude has fallen into my propaganda.
I feel like we're going to find a balance, but it might get a little bloody before we do.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Yeah.
But no, we'll make this work. I mean, there's a bunch that I totally forgot about that aren't on this list that I completely forgot about.
Tim Gunn, make it work.
I'm just looking through things like, oh, we missed a whole bunch of ice types.
That's okay.
So with that, I guess I will start us off. Top ice types. And, you know, I'm going to start with something that I personally love, that I think is a good place to start. That's not going to ruffle any feathers yet. As I, you know, say that, I'm not picking a flying type. But that's going to be Aurorus.
Yes.
Okay.
Love it.
So I love Aurorus. It was one of my favorite Pokemon of Gen 6. I love its design. You know, the fossilized ice dinosaur that has like the Aurora Borealis kind of feel to it.
Yes.
I think it's pretty. I think it's cool.
Yes.
It has a good vibe to it.
Yes.
I think it deserves a top ice slot.
Well, Claude, all of these Pokemon are going to be cool.
Oh, God.
Not all of them. There is one that's not cool.
I'm with you on Aurorus, though.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to get the Darmanitan reference, because it's fine. Okay.
Galarian Darmanitan, yeah. No, I know.
I thought about it, but I was gonna let it just kind of hang and then we get to it. So, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, but I don't know. I think Aurorus is cool, and out of all the ice types, I think it is the most, like, aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Except one, but yes.
Okay, yeah, I dig that. I really like the fan thing and the little ice crystals down its body. Like, that's a cool aesthetic. I think it's a good one.
I adore it, and I support it.
And it's the only reason that Diantha is any bit relevant.
Yeah. It also started the Aurora Veil nonsense. Yay!
And who doesn't love a good Aurora Veil?
Yeah.
Gross.
All right, so if we're good with that, I'll move on to our bottom, Jinx.
that was quick.
I don't think we need to say anything else. Jinx.
Sadly, yes.
I like the confusion on if it has feet or not. Like, there's the footstep argument. If it floats in its robe or if it doesn't.
I don't know. Just put it on the list.
I don't want to think about it.
Put it on the list, and let's move on.
So it feels like one of those things that Pokemon, like, they made in Gen 1, like, oh, this was a mistake. We're never going to push this thing ever again.
No.
Pretty much. For several reasons.
And so that's that. All right, Jinx is done. All right, that's the bottom of the list. All right, Whimsicott, why don't you go next since you have more of an appeal to Ice type?
Doesn't it have one of the longest cries by audio, too?
Jinx in Gen 1, yeah.
I think it's one of the longest audios for a cry.
So, speaking of Aurora Veil, Ninetales, I know we already put it in the top fairy types, but look at it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's competitively relevant. It's flawless. It's fantastic. I love it.
I allow it.
Now, here is my argument. Vulpix.
Fine. It's even prettier.
I think Alolan Vulpix is prettier than Ninetales.
I think the same thing, which is why I own a plushie of Alolan Vulpix instead of a plushie of Alolan Ninetales. So, yeah.
So as far as ice types, would you mind if I just put Vulpix over Ninetales?
No, I would absolutely.
I mean, the whole line. It's the whole line. I mean,
yeah,
they're both great. Like, when you think ice types nowadays, it's hard to not think of Vulpix.
Exactly.
Seth, any thoughts on the matter?
No, I dig it. I think that both of them are pretty good. I feel like that Vulpix probably better represents the ice type, and Alolan Ninetales better represents the fairy type.
Great, then let's put Vulpix in.
That's a great argument.
Because we have Ninetales for fairy.
And on the bottom, so the one I really dislike the most, we already put, I think, in the bottom rock types. And that's Hisuian Avalugg. If we don't want any repeats, well, we were...
I don't know if I agree with that, though.
I really don't like it.
All right. Then I guess I can't argue with that logic.
No, I mean, you can definitely say, no, I will not allow you to put that in the bottom 5, and I will have to deal with that.
I think, and this is, going back to the elemental type itself, what better exemplifies an ice type than a block of glacial rock-encrusted ice that has come to life?
An actual block of ice that is an iceberg, which is why I respect Avalugg, but I do not respect Hisuian Avalugg.
Hisuian Avalugg's just a glacier with rocks in it.
Well, it's ugly.
Which a lot of them have that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I will say, if you guys want to say no, I'm accepting the no, and we can move on.
I think there's worse ones.
Okay.
Granted, I don't know if there are 4 more worse ones, is the problem.
Well, we can come back to it then.
But I'll definitely put it on the list, and we can definitely talk about it again. All right, Seth, try and give us a top.
Okay, this is hard for me, y'all. This one's hard for me because I know I talk about like my favorite of each type chart a lot whenever I'm doing one of these, and I was mentioning it to y'all before we got in and started hitting the record button, but ice is just one that I kind of have to just throw a dart at the wall and be like, okay, that's my favorite for now. I don't have any kind of bond with any real ice type almost at all.
How dare you?
I know, I'm a monster. I'm a terrible person to have on this episode. But there's one that I've kind of all of them, gotten a little bit attached to because when I released it to walk behind me in Scarlet and Violet, I just liked number one, the cry that it made. It was just the coolest cry I've ever heard.
Mm.
And the way that it moves is very both signature and tied to like what animal it's based on. That is Chien Pao.
Ooh, I love Chien Pao.
Ooh, yeah, Chien Pao's a great one.
Was gonna be one of my requests for the top.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frozen living hatred as a snow leopard with swords in its face is just very Pokemon to me.
It does scream very Pokemon.
Yeah, and it manages to be cute at the same time, like win-win.
Yeah. And its cry is just a leopard with a little bit of spice to it. Like, it's great. I love it. Or panther, I don't know.
I think that's a great choice.
It's a snow leopard, if you look at how long the tail is, and it's one of my favorite felines, so yeah, definitely Chien Pao.
I'm totally in. I can't argue with that at all.
And just being the embodiment of, what is it? I think, is it hatred that Chien Pao embodies?
Let me check.
Might
I'm looking.
be
Hatred.
violence?
What did he do?
The hatred of those who perished by the sword long ago has clad itself in snow and become a Pokemon. That is the most metal Pokedex entry I've ever heard in my life. That's the coolest.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, but then it likes to play in the snow and causes avalanches that, like, destroy everything. It's so cute.
Yeah, exactly.
It is described as being able to control 100 tons of fallen snow.
It's so cool.
Yeah, and then it plays around innocently by leaping in and out of avalanches at cost. I love it.
I love it. I love it so much.
Look what I brought, everybody. I brought everybody some snow. I'm the worst version of Elsa.
Oh, no. Or the better version of Elsa, let's be real.
Let it go, everybody.
Okay. But yeah, I'm totally on board with that. Give us a bottom.
Don't say all of them.
And I mean I mean a Pokemon too.
Dang it. Okay. Something that, like, I'm trying to think of something that kind of shouldn't be an ice type, in a sense. Like, it's here. Why is it here? Why is it an ice type at all?
Regice?
I think that one is clear. That one's pretty obvious.
Literally, you can see
What?
through it.
Really?
Again, with that whole block of living ice thing. So I'm gonna go with, and I'm gonna make enemies with this one, and I'm okay. I'm running this risk. Fight me. I'm sorry, Shamu. Satitan. It is a silly terrestrial whale with legs. I love the naming convention because it's based on the genus of whales.
It's a cetacean who's a titan. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of exemplifies the evolutionary process of how the land-based cetaceous creatures became whales by going back into the water and just kind of stayed there.
And this one came back out. Yeah.
But now it's like, it came back out. It's like, pick a side. Are you going to be an aquatic creature or not? Why are you an ice type? Why are you a whale? Why do you just have 2 little feet? How do you hold up that body?
Why does your mouth work like that? I'm good with that too.
Yeah. How is that an evolutionary adaptation?
No.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it
It's
either.
cool looking, but I just don't think it's...
No, I don't even think it's cool looking.
I don't think it's top.
I'm okay with that. I'm totally down to drop that to the bottom.
Yeah, sure.
It's a cool little narwhal living in the ocean.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that was easy.
Okay, cool. Woo! Sorry, Shamu. I'm sorry.
So, I think I would be remiss if I didn't mention arguably one of my favorite ice types, and arguably one of the best ice types of all times. That goes against the whole Satitan thing. You know, how you were curious, is it water, is it ice? Well, what better than a water ice type? Spheal.
Spheal?
Spheal. The adorable round ball of happiness that rolls to enjoyment. To be your friend.
Okay, so I don't have the strongest feelings about Spheal, but my baby sister does. She loves that Pokemon PC specifically because it is round and cute and rolls around. And so, for my sister's sake, I will say yes to Spheal.
Spheal.
I like it because also Shark had won that gigantic one.
Ooh, right.
And also, I love Spheal when it's drawn by the folks at Drawfee and is just a man with a Bluetooth.
Oh my gosh.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Spheal Drawfee and you will be educated.
That's incredible.
It's a hideous man with a Bluetooth.
But, I was looking through the list and I'm like, oh my god, how could I forget this wonderful baby boy who is happy and he's here and he's just arguably better than his evolutions.
He's becoming even I love how the tournament people, the official Pokemon tournament people at international events have been doing the memes with the Spheal plushies that keep breaking into the tournaments and trying to play.
What?
They have the two plushies across from each other trying to quote unquote play TCG or play VGC. Sometimes they have the glasses with the mustache disguise on them and they keep doing photo ops, kicking them out.
How have I missed all of this? This is amazing.
It's so funny.
Oh, it is incredible.
It's become a big meme.
Wow.
And it's getting more and more popular. And I think it's just really funny how they're kind of latching onto that.
Wow.
I dig it.
Okay. All right. We got Spheal into the top. Granted, we're gonna go through 2 rounds of everybody's tops and bottoms, then we can always chat.
Yeah.
So my bottom, and I'm not a fan of this Pokemon. I think it looks silly.
Oh dear.
Some people may like it. I think Linian's a big fan of it, or is a partial fan to it. And that's Arctovish.
No, my baby with a cold. My poor baby with a cold.
Arctovish, the fish one. He's more Zolt.
Okay, he's more Zolt. Okay, I knew he liked fossils.
Yeah, Linian leans more Zolt. I like the Zolt.
I like Zolt. It's just
Vish though.
Arctovish, I'm just not big on.
You know what? You're right. I like Arctozolt much better than Arctovish. I am okay with putting Arctovish in the bottom.
But, we can talk about it later. I don't know if it deserves to be there over, Avila, Kasuian, or whatnot. But, it's just, it doesn't fit in my mind. I'm like, this is just kind of a fish.
The argument that I'll make for it, just to give it some argument, is that it's supposed to be wrong. It's supposed to be bad.
See, but the thing, okay, so I'm gonna...
And that's my problem with all the fossils from Galar. They're all supposed to be wrong, and I hate them all.
Yeah, that's what's so great about them. They're so bad, and I love them.
I will argue that, exactly based on this argument, the others are so blatantly wrong that they sell the concept. Arctovish, not so much.
Yeah, Arctovish looks real.
Exactly. It looks just off, but not completely wrong. So, based on that, yeah.
Its head is backwards.
Yeah, its head is backwards, but you don't really notice that all that much compared to...
Not until you... Yeah, that's true. It looks like a face on the top of its head.
Dracovish having a head at the bottom of its tail?
Oh, yeah, it is backwards. I didn't even notice that.
See? You don't even notice.
I don't like it. I like it less now.
Yeah.
Okay, now it definitely deserves to be there.
That's fair.
Drop it in the bottom.
Its sword entry is, though it's able to capture prey by freezing its surroundings, it has trouble eating the prey afterward because its mouth is on top of its head.
Ah, poor baby. No, gosh. Okay.
And the shield one is the skin on its face is impervious to attack, but breathing difficulties made this Pokemon go extinct anyway.
I just think it's a bad design, and I don't care.
I think we need to stop bringing we need to stop reviving this poor creature. It was.
Pokemon needs to stop playing God.
Exactly, it was suffering.
Let Arceus do its job.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear? I love that quote from the Spy Kids movie. It's very much the Arcto and the Vish.
It's from the Spy Kids movies? What way?
Yeah. It was from the Spy Kids from the guy who made all those little teeny tiny and then giant creatures.
So I haven't seen the Spy Kids movies, but I thought it was
Oh, you're missing out.
From something serious and
No.
Oh god.
It's Steve Buscemi, the crazy scientist in the second Spy Kids movie, and he's looking at his giant creatures and things, and he says that he drops the line, "Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he has created?"
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
What? Spy Kids.
Talk about a profound moment from a random movie.
Right? What the heck?
I'm very familiar with this kind of concept because I hang out on Tumblr.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they really you will find the most amazing quotes, and then you find out that they're from some stupid post that someone made while they were drunk or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Or from dumb CW shows or dumb kids books. But this one I had no idea was from the Spy Kids movies, and wow.
Y'all need to ask Linian about his card sleeves that he uses for his magic deck that's all dinosaurs. It's great. I'm sure he would be happy to post it and tell everyone all about it. Because it uses that quote and it's hilarious.
Amazing. Okay. we should move on.
Anyway, yeah, Arctivish on bottom for both reasons of it being bad and...
Okay, great. Whimsicott, give me a top.
Snom.
Snom.
Snom. I'm serious.
Just going right into the memes.
Oh, you were serious about Snom. You weren't just going with the memes?
No. Okay, so I know it's a meme.
There's a reason.
I know it's a meme. But so if you don't want to do it, I'm okay with saying it. No.
We can. It's a group decision. It's not just me hating on Snom because of the meme.
There are, I think there are at least one or two other Pokemon who probably deserve it more. So I just wanted to bring up the fact that I love Baby Snom. It's very cute.
I mean, Baby Snom can easily make the list. There are a couple though that I think that deserve the final slot.
Yeah, a bit more. So,
and we can get to that afterwards. We'll just, if you want to nominate Snom and whatnot, we can go over everything.
No, I'll just put it out there. I will now say something that I know you will not agree with, but I need to say it. Mega Glalie for the bottom.
Yeah, I actually agree with that one.
I will concede to it.
I've got a big old broken jaw.
Not only is it ugly AF, it is suffering because its jaw broke while it mega evolved.
I had a weird dream the other day where they were the next DLC added Pokedex entries to all of the terraforms. No, not terraforms. To the terraforms and the Gigantamax things, talking about, it was Gigantamax, that's what it was, Giganta and Dynamax, talking about how those inflict extreme pain on the Pokemon just to be a thing where you hate that mechanic now and only like Terra. It was the weirdest dream that I woke up and was just like, what the? No. Like they did with Megas, where they retroactively made it yeah, but it's in great pain and suffering a lot.
I hadn't considered that angle, but holy wow.
Marketing, baby. That's how it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna just put Mega Glalie in the bottom, and we're gonna move on. Seth, you want to give us your last top and bottom before we have our final discussion?
Do I have to give a top?
You do not have to give a top. I can bring you up the other ice type that I know people like that we should probably talk about.
I got one that I like, and it was kind of one that I've debated putting on my chart. Right now it's Chien-Pao, but that's, whatever. Hang on. Ooh, got the sniffles. This vaccine is giving me all the congestion today. Yesterday I felt like I fought a gorilla, but today it's just congestion. So I am going to nominate this both because of it looks cool, it's very powerful, it's very usable, and it also is a great reference in a lot of ways to what it's based on. Baxcalibur.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Vanillite.
It's great for ice cream. No. Baxcalibur is a cool Pokemon. It's really strong. It was recently banned to Ubers because it just got exactly the right moves it needed in the first DLC. And it is very obviously based on Godzilla, both in its general appearance, its evolutionary lines, and when it uses Glaive Rush, it's referencing an old trick that Godzilla used to do in the old movies, where it would flip upside down and use its breath attack to hit a big, ugly other monster thing with its back spike. That is a reference to Godzilla.
I always thought Godzilla was Tyranitar.
Yeah, same.
It's kind of both, but Baxcalibur is very much directly Godzilla. Tyranitar kind of was, but Bax is.
Okay.
Those are really good arguments. I don't like Baxcalibur very much.
See, in my mind, if we're gonna put an ice dragon on here, I'd rather have a Kyurem.
That's fair. I like Kyurem both for its lore and mythology. I like that one a lot, where it's the husk of the original dragon. I love that.
Yeah.
It was between Kyurem and Baxcalibur. For a long time, Kyurem occupied the slot on my chart. So
I'll let you go, Whimsicott, before I bring in the other top one that I think is worth mentioning.
Yeah, I don't like Kyurem that much. The forms are better already.
Oh yeah, of course. That's what I meant, like black or white.
But I would like to hear your last suggestion so that we can fill that slot, and then let Seth give us another bottom.
We each get a suggestion.
So my other one that I think for the top is Articuno. I know it sees a lot of love, and it is the Ice Bird.
That's true.
It is honestly beautiful. It got a beautiful form. It has a beautiful cry. It's no, I like Articuno. I really like it. I think
so. That's the only other one, and just from going through Puckle polls, and I'm seeing just how much love it's getting, I was like, oh, people seem to really like this Pokemon.
I like it too a lot. I would vote for Articuno in our top slot, the remaining one.
Can I throw out one more possible one, just because? And this one is mostly me being influenced by playing OU that caused this shift away from this originally. But for a long time, hands down, my favorite ice type was Weavile. I thought it was cool.
Yep, that was the other one I was going to say. It's another big one that people really, really like that I think we should consider.
It's big, like, little goblin energy, and I love those. Hence my favorite.
Yeah, I used to love, like, and granted, I was always a Sneasel fan over Weavile, but, like, that entire line was really cool when it came out. In Gen 4, it got good, so.
Yeah, I just thought Sneasel looked incomplete. But yeah, I used to like that one, and I really started disliking it when, like, it just completely dismantles the teams that I like to build. You know,
that, and it got completely outshadowed by Chen Pao this generation.
That's true, until the latter was banned. But yeah, that I used to like that one, so I think it's definitely worth honorable mention. Like, putting usability aside,
I would say, which of these 4 do we want to put into the final top 5 slot? We have Snom, Articuno, Weavile, and then, like, any of the Kyurem forms.
My vote would be for Arctic.
I kind of like that one too. It really,
yeah, I agree with that.
It's really cool. I like that one as a good, like, top ice type exemplification.
Great. Then the other ones I'll put in our honorable mention category. And then as far as bottom 5, we do you have a bottom 5 for us that can compete with Hisui and Avalugg?
Well, I mean,
you said Vanillux, not Vanillite, right?
Vanilla, the whole thing. Vanilla ice cream, the whole family.
Because Vanillite is adorable, I think.
It's adorable, and I like the little, like, what is it, the manga and maybe the anime thing with all the ice creams taken off of it.
That's the one redeeming quality is Vanillite. After that, I'm like, all right.
Vanillish and Vanillux, though, are just stupid. They're just silly.
Hey, so there's another one I would at least like to mention, which is also on Claude's list of bottoms, which is Galarian Darmanitan, because I don't like it, and it, like, as always...
If you have another one, send it out now. We can always talk through this.
Yeah, let me get rid of the Vanillux, because I think that's enough controversial type of one. And I'm going to do one that I've always thought was just kind of gross. It's not on this list, but Cubchoo.
I love Cubchoo. What are you talking about?
No, it's just a little white teddy bear with a big old snot dribble. Like,
I know, he's adorable. You gotta clean him up.
It's gross. No. Ugh. But then that snot dribble is like the source of its power or something stupid.
Yeah, okay, it's pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie.
And here I thought you were gonna say Mr. Mime.
Yeah, here we go. Their snot is a barometer of health. What? Gross.
Hate that. No, definitely Mime and Rhyme are not my favorite, but I can live with them. I don't like that Galarian Darmanitan took really cool typing and made itself.
If a Cubchoo lacks dangling snot, there's a chance it is sick. That's from Scarlet.
So then, out of these 3, where do we stand for our bottom one? Is it Cubchoo, Hisui and Avalugg, or Darmanitan Galar?
I don't know, guys.
I think it's between Avalugg and Cubchoo. And Darmanitan, I think, is cool mechanics-wise, and it's kind of funny how it's like abominable snowman that wants to end your life.
Then I think the one we all most agree on is Avalugg.
I think so. Yeah, of the of the options.
Okay, great. All right, so let's give a rundown of our list. Our top 5, we have Aurorus, Alolan Vulpix / Ninetales, Chien Pao, Spheal, and Articuno, with honorable mentions going to Weavile, Snom, the Kyurem forms. Maybe a Frostlass is kind of cool that we didn't talk about, or something. I was going to put Mamoswine, but we already put it at the top for ground.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a bunch of...
Those are good ones, yeah.
Good ones. Artizolt, I know, gets a lot of love. And then our bottom, we have Jinx, Satitan, Mega Glalie, Arctovish, and Hisuian Avalugg.
Yep.
All right.
We've done it. We've made friends. We've made enemies. We've learned lore.
We have done it. All right, and we will then be back with our Pokemon of the episode.
Woo!
Poke of the episode.
And we are back with our Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this time is Arceus, the god of all Pokemon. I don't remember what its actual classification is. The Judgment?
Alpha Pokemon.
The Alpha Pokemon,
Ooh.
that's it.
And appropriately, its Pokemon Legends Arceus Dex entry states, "It is the heavenly font from which pours the light that shines across Hisui. Its luminance guides and protects all Pokemon. Hisuian mythology states that Arceus is the creator of all things."
Cool.
How fancy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
For a 10-year-old writing a Pokedex.
I think the professor actually writes the ones in Legends Arceus.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's awesome.
He does.
Yeah. The Legends Arceus Pokedex entries are so cool.
Yeah.
I think they're
so
a lot better
funny.
than a lot of the other ones.
And like how they're all terrified of all of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So this week, we have a Ubers team.
Yeah, the brand new
tier.
tier that was just made. I love that.
They wanted, because Ubers, there's a lot of things that are too good for OU. And they're like, all right, well, we need to, and Ubers is, confined to a strict meta pretty much. So they're like, all right, well, let's make a UU for Ubers. And we found a team here. I think this is one of the sample teams.
Yeah.
That they have. And to start us off, we have the closest thing that we could find to an ice type in this tier. Sneasler. With a grassy seed, ability Unburden, Terra type Flying, max attack, max speed, adamant nature with Sword Stance, Acrobatics, Close Combat, and Dire Claw. Pretty standard Sneasler, if you ask me.
This is the set that got it banned from OU.
Exactly. Pretty much. And the reason
it was
why...
insane.
Yep. And the other thing that helped with it is Rillaboom. Choice Band Rillaboom with Grassy Surge, max attack, max speed, adamant nature, once again, Grassy Glide, Wood Hammer, High Horsepower, U-Turn. These just hit hard, very hard, and that's pretty much all you want to do, is just hit and hit and hit.
This is a hyper offense team, if you didn't gather that from the first two Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and that's the Uber's meta right now, is a lot of very hyper offense or stall.
Yeah.
Which is a good one to kind of get figured out what all works. When you're just breaking into a tier or even doing laddering, hyper offense is usually a good way to go. Both for like getting a handle on what's there, having a lot of games happen very quickly. So it's not too surprising that that's what's going on right now.
And if I didn't mention it's Terra Grass or Rillaboom, I forgot if I mentioned that or not.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. And Rillaboom means helping out another member of the team who is also holding a grassy seed, Espatra. The ability is Speed Boost. The Terra type is Fighting. It has a Modest Nature, a very complicated EV spread with max special attack, some speed, some HP, and since we're playing at level 50, like 4 defense, 4 special defense.
No, it's 100.
It's 100? Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, still. It has a Modest Nature because it has Speed Boost, so it doesn't need to be timid. And it has a pretty standard set of Protect, Calm Mind, Terra Blast, and Store Power. And then my beautiful baby, Palafin. The ability is obviously 0 to Hero. It has a Choice Band. The Terra type is Water. Max attack, max speed with a Jolly Nature. It has Jet Punch, Wave Crash, Close Combat, and, drumroll, an Ice-type move! Ice Punch!
Hey, we found one!
We found one! Yay! Oh, dear. Yeah, again, sticking with that hyper offense theme, like,
Oh, yeah.
these come in, don't ever switch out, and then just go to town with whatever's in front of you. We've got one support mon, though, and that is Magirna, holding leftovers. Its ability is the only option it's got, Soul Heart. And Terra type of water, because that's a very good defensive Terra. EVs are max HP, max defense with a bold nature, and its moveset is Thunder Wave, Volt Switch, Spikes, which Magirna got for some ungodly reason, and Floor Cannon. So, just lays down spikes, lays down some paralysis. It's your support mon. That's your hazards here. I guess spikes tend to do better in Ubers, where a lot of things are grounded. So those tend to stack up better than rocks. And finally, we have the Pokemon of the episode, Arceus, God himself. And in this sample team, it's a little bit hilarious because this Arceus is a fire Arceus. And, we picked this one especially because, we're talked ice types for however long. We figured y'all needed to warm up. So we got Arceus Fire here to help with that. Obviously, it's holding the flame plate for it to be able to do that. Its Terra type, though, is fighting. It's got almost max HP, max attack, and a dash of speed with what's left. Adamant nature, Swords Dance, Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, and Recover. It's kind of the E-Killer Arceus set, but fire instead. And what's really funny about the one in the sample teams is this one is nicknamed Arceus Fighting, but it is Arceus Fire.
I think it's because
they look similar.
The colors look similar, so they can throw people off.
Exactly. Yeah. That's really, really nasty. The Palafin is also named Random Finizen,
which I love. Yes.
Yeah, but
and Sneasler is Haha Long Boy.
And we have, of course, you have the ostrich, Espathra.
Yeah.
Hot and Harambe.
And then just Magirna. I don't know why Magirna doesn't have a nickname, but that's weird.
Probably because it's mythical and you can't nickname it.
You can nickname all the Pokemon, I thought.
You should be able to nickname it now once.
Yeah.
Now, yes.
Either way.
Or they just didn't. Magirna might have been a late ad or something like that.
Anyway, we need to throw something. We need to throw a Magirna on here because it's arguably the best Pokemon in the tier type thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Arceus Fire, but fighting, but fire until it terras to fighting.
If it can it Terra?
I don't see why it can't. It's just the flame plate will still apply, but to the 20% boost to the Flare Blitz. So it's
already set. Okay, that's weird. All right. Either way, that is the team we have. Go try it out. Ubers is a lot of fun. I've enjoyed the tier the little bits I've played with it. So go have some fun there. And that's it for Poke of the episode this week. We'll be catching next with our mailbag.
It's mail time! It's time for the mailbag! Send in your emails!
And we are back with our mailbag. As always, the mailbag section is sponsored by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Fictional hooves.
And this week we have 3 different emails coming in. I believe they were talking about they're from 2 episodes ago, and I don't remember what the topic was or the question was. Either of y'all, starters? Oh, how you started Pokemon or something, maybe. Either way, we'll figure it out from.
I don't know. It's been a whole 2 weeks, man.
I know.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. Oh yeah, that's right. It's the same thing I have for breakfast every week.
Soylent.
Liquid.
Oh, close. All right. Anyways, we got 3 emails here. We're going to read them out for y'all. This first one comes from Gigasaurus Games. Hello, Puckle crew. Happy Thanksgiving to all Americans and happy normal week of the year to everyone else. Since the episode of the week was about retrospective of the first year of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games, now we know what it is. We got it.
Hey.
I have unironically recommended to other Violet games that I've unironically recommended to others. I thought I would chime in with my thoughts and perspective. A year on, I find that the performance of the game, as aggravating as it was and is, becomes less memorable to me than how well done the story is. While the story impressed me on a single run-through, the performance lag becomes less painful when I'm only picking it up and playing a game for an hour or 2 at a time after beating the main game. As much as it annoys me as a software engineer that Pokemon more or less gets away with a memory leak, I have discovered over the last year how rare it is to find really good software engineers who can quickly learn in-house systems like Pokemon. While it still angers me, the fact that they have continued to support the game by running 7-star raids and mass outbreaks does show to me that at least someone at Pokemon cares about the games. I think that's a good point about games, though, where, you see them constantly getting updated is a good sign of a game. Like, it means, there is something going on, but that's just, I'm just adding my own thought into this.
That is true.
On the other hand, the discrepancy between Scarlet and Violet has annoyed me over time. I still stand by the opinion that the heavy sci-fi story at the end of the game fits better with the futuristic tilt of Violet than Scarlet, but the naming scheme of the Paradox Pokemon is so much worse that I have finally stopped defending it. I like some of the future designs, like Iron Hands, but most of the past designs are just so much stronger. I think that's kind of the consensus that...
I don't like the future ones as much.
Most people don't like the future ones a lot. Granted, I like Miraidon, but that's about it.
I like Iron Valiant.
I don't like how all of them start with iron.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's weird to me that it feels lazy for the future.
Yes, very.
No, it's efficiency.
Okay. Anyways, I will say that the DLC this generation is a very interesting evolution of the model introduced in Sword and Shield. Although I didn't like being forced to lie to Kyrian during the story.
Yeah.
The fact that the two DLC look to have a single continuous story should be a very interesting change from the segmented DLC of last generation. I'm really looking forward to see Kieran's probable villain arc in the Indigo Disc, and I'm going to need to plan my team more carefully so I don't accidentally curb stomp all the battles with level 100 Pokemon again.
I don't think you will.
I don't think so. I'm hoping there'll be more challenges than that. Well, it made some thematic sense in the Teal Mask since you were supposed to be making Kieran's mind break with how much stronger you are. I suspect it will be a lot less sense in the Indigo Disc.
Making Kieran's mind break.
That's fair.
Yeah. That covers most of my thoughts. Although there are parts that still irritate me, the story and battle difficulty of the main games impressed me much more than previous Pokemon games. I have actually felt good recommending them to others despite the performance issues. Thank you for your excellent content you put out, even near the holidays. Hope you all have a great week. Gigasaurus Games. Well, thank you very much. All right. Up next, we have JD Hatcher 11.
Yeah. And that one's for me. How does it hang, Puckle Gang? First, I'd love to stop by saying, stop slandering Score Bunny. He is my boy, and I love him to death. I will fight you over this. You can have Sobble, and I guess Grookey, but leave my boy alone.
Leave Score Bunny alone!
Leave him alone! Leave Brittany alone. Anyway.
Sorry.
Pokemon Concierge comes out on my birthday, so I guess Pokemon Company is giving me a birthday present. On the topic of the Eevee event, I probably had the most fun with any event yet, and caught a shiny one. I think it would be fun if the starters were released like this in mass outbreaks over time, then all came out at some post-game location or DLC one, except for Incineroar. I wouldn't care a bit if he was cut. On the topic of Scarlet Violet, I loved the game and got it on day 2 and 3, so many of the glitches had been hot-patched. I also had a cousin who knew about memory leaks, so I would periodically refresh the memory. The only problem I had was that my brother, whom I was playing with, somehow glitched into a cave that looked like Area 0, yet had no entrance or exit, and forced him to reboot the game. Competitive isn't actually that bad for me, but I guess that's because I use a rental team with the mons that I like. I also found the game fun and engaging, and loved the new mons, and have been able to just run around in Breath of the Wild style since its release. The story was amazing, and I loved the rivals, especially Penny. Still mad they didn't come to Kitakami, but whatever. The one problem I had, other than the fact that I could not get a hold of Penny's backpack, was that Mila, Fire Crew leader, had level 28s, near other leaders where they had 16s. I wish they'd flipped her and Giacomo. I never know how to pronounce that.
Giacomo. It's Giacomo.
Giacomo?
Giacomo.
Okay. Flipped her in Giacomo's location as I ran in way underleveled for Mila and had to potion and revive spam. Then I ran up to Giacomo and his Pokemon were forfeit to my overleveled team. But overall, I loved the game and I'm still finding new things to do. Anyway, thanks for reading what turned out to be quite a long email. Thanks for putting entertainment into otherwise mundane tasks. Keep doing what you do, JD Hatcher 11.
Alright, so hear me out. Crazy thought. What if they just had set teams and the levels varied depending on how many you had beaten?
I like that idea. It's what they do in the anime.
I mean, I just think that's the That's a static, kind of like easy change they could do. I think they could do. Granted, it may be more work for them. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it might be just because they usually have their level up moves set. Maybe
they usually but that and the item, how whatever the TM they give you is.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
We got one more email this week. Oh gosh, good luck, Whimsicott. This is from Comics Pop.
Yes, it's from Comics Pop, and it's really long. And he says there's 2 paragraphs in the middle. There are exposition, and you can skip, but it's a really cute story, so I'm gonna try and read them. Okay, so he says, "Hey, PUCL gang, long-time listener, first-time writer. I've put off writing this email for the longest time because I know I'll have trouble being brief. It's fine, I understand, friend. But the Scarlet Violet anniversary retrospective feels like it could be a good spot for taking a shot. To put it simply, I love Scarlet and Violet. They are, without a doubt, fantastic games. Are there graphic anomalies? Sure. Could the art style have been more well stylized? Also yes. But without a doubt, these are fantastic games. Before I go into why, perhaps I should explain a bit about how I arrived at this conclusion. In the summer of 1999, I was 17. Ooh, we are pretty much the same age. And on a trip from New England to Central Florida to see the grandparents. The relationship between you and I ends there. I cannot relate to living in New England and having grandparents in Florida, but that's fine.
I can relate to that.
Cool. He's both of us. Okay. Having always been that kid, the one who desperately wanted an original Game Boy but never got one, my first system ended up being a Sega Game Gear, where playthroughs of Echo the Dolphin 1 and 2 and NBA Jam chewed through AA batteries like a Sableye through gems. Out of batteries and stuck staring out the window of the family van, my younger brother let me try his new Game Boy Color and copy of Pokemon Blue. That's a good brother. During that hours-long stint in the car, I fondly remember growing attached to my Squirtle and watching it evolve and grow more powerful as I battled my way through Kanto. It was a blast. But when the trip was over, other than catching the occasional anime episodes, Pokemon faded to the peripheries of my late high school awareness that never returned. Despite being a regular gamer my entire life, I always recognized Pikachu in the Kanto starter, and there was a time when I started up with Pokemon Go in 2016 just to try it out, but I never engaged much with the franchise. Enter parenthood. In the winter of 2019, our 7-year-old son was having trouble learning to swim, and my wife and I found that a strong motivation would be his very own game console. Fair. After months of trying, as Christmas approached, he slogged his way through 25 unassisted yards, proving himself able to survive, at least, in the water. And off we went to Target to snag the purple 2DS, perfect for kid hands, that he had seen during a recent visit. 2DS in hand, I, being the responsible gamer that I tried to be, hauled him over to GameStop to pick up some used games, and we snagged him a copy of Pokemon Moon. Waiting in line and staring at the cutouts for Sword and Shield, I decided I could put the family Switch, which had been sitting mostly unused next to my Xbox, to good use. And I snagged a copy of Shield for myself, so I could play Pokemon with him. It's fantastic. Little did I know that playing that game over the next few months would not only lead me and my entire family to lean on shared Pokemon love as a life preserver through the pandemic, that it would also completely change the way that I view what's important to me in gaming as a 14-year-old. A 14-year-old, we wish. A 41-year-old. From December 2019 onwards, Pokemon releases became a family affair, and we all hunkered down with our own copies in the living room in sweat and hoodies, with takeout on the way, making destination events for ourselves with the Sword and Shield DLC, new Pokemon Snap, BDSP, Arceus, and most recently Scarlet and Violet. On so many levels, Pokemon became a huge part of our lives. Isn't that such a really good story?
That's adorable. I love that.
That's wonderful.
It was so worth reading it all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sorry that my accent issues ruined some of it.
Yeah, you're fine.
Anyway, Scarlet and Violet are great games in my eyes because they meet the many different levels of gamers in my family, where they are. Do you want to run around and catch a team full of Scarbug, Lechonk, and Fleshlings like my 8-year-old daughter? Go for it! Do you want to make a team of Pokemon that looks strong and powerful and try to stomp your way through trainer battles and the main story while sampling every food item imaginable, like my now 11-year-old son? Have at it! Are you more inclined to try and build a cute team of shiny Pokemon that meets a certain color scheme, like my wife? Your wife and I understand each other. You can absolutely do that. And finally, Do you want to complete the game and Pokédex and try your hand at understanding how competitive VGC works? Scarlet and Violet, well, and a turbo controller paired with an amulet coin Sylveon, make that very possible! I love that. Scarlet and Violet make so much of Pokemon accessible to so many different types of players. While there are definitely still guardrails in place, if you choose to avoid certain challenges, you can still find plenty of ways to wander around and enjoy Paldea on your sweet legendary ride. The punishments for carving your own path are never so final that you get too discouraged. Scarlet and Violet highlight for me the ways in which Pokemon and TCI, have built a world lore that can be welcoming to trainers with different priorities. With 600 plus hours in Violet, I still feel like I'm going home when I boot it up after playing something else for some time. And my entire family has said the same thing. Despite its flaws, as open-world Pokemon, Scarlet and Violet represent an aspirational attempt at what Pokemon can be. Thanks for reading, for making a wonderful podcast, and for creating a welcoming Pokemon community. Counting down to the return of my Blastoise, Comic Spot. And he adds, P.S. keep the music, they're all bangers. This is such a good email.
That was awesome.
So Comic Pops 1, if you have a full family there, what you should start doing if you're looking for fun things to do in Scarlet and Violet, all join like the same game, like through like the wireless or...
Oh, yeah.
And then race each other on your Pokemon.
Ooh.
Like go from one town to another town so you can get there first. Or like, all right, you all have to go over the mountain. So who can find the fastest path around the mountain? Like silly little events like that. Or you have one person go hide somewhere on the map and everyone has to try and go find them. Like there's a bunch of fun different like...
That's funny.
Ways you can play other games within Pokemon that I have found very entertaining.
That's so cute. I've seen people play hide and seek in Pokemon with the Union Circle. It's really fun.
Union Circle, that's what it's called. But yeah, those might be fun things for you to try with your family because it's silly and you don't need to actually know Pokemon to be able to play. Yeah. All right. Well, I think Comic Pops deserves the Green Tauros badge, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Such a good story. Yeah. Loved it.
All right. Well, that is it for our mailbag. If you want to send in a mailbag to us next week, tell us your thoughts on your top 5 or bottom 5 ice types. I'm sure we will be getting some emails about that. Hopefully we anchored and ruffled a couple of feathers. To add for some interesting content. But with that, I have been your host for today, Claude9.
I have been the fluffiest Whimsicott.
And I am the congested Seth Vilo.
And with that, we will catch you next time.